Okay, today I'm here in my 2014 Unity Murphy bed, and I'm going to replace this faucet. This is a new faucet from the stock faucet. I had put it in a few years ago, but I don't like the pull-down hose part because it doesn't like automatically magnetically click back in place, so I don't like that. To get to this faucet, you either have to remove your sink or your stove. You have to remove something so you can get down into the bottom. As you can see, it's very, very tight to work, and it's hard for you to get past the sink to get over to where the hose connections are. So what I did, I don't want to remove the sink because, you know, you could be opening up a can of worms there. So what's working, don't mess with it. So anyway, what I did was I actually cut on 3 sides my panel on the side. So I just cut around like a U shape, and then it's very thin, so it's flexible enough that you can push it back and get to the water connections. And then I have the maple cabinetry, and I have some maple vinyl wall covering that matches it perfectly, so then I can seal up this panel and you'll never know, it was touched. So let's get started. Okay, as you can see, Leisure uses PEX pipe with 1/2 inch plastic fittings on it. And like I said, these are plastic, so you want to be very careful when you're removing them, not to, squeeze your pliers too hard. I mean, they're basically only supposed to be hand tight, but you probably will have to use some channel lock pliers to get them started, to twist them off. So just be careful, because if you crack this fitting, then you've got to undo the PEX, replace the fitting, and it's going to get you into a can of worms, so you don't want to do that. So you just want to gently unscrew these so you can remove the Leisure faucet. Okay, so I just used my channel locks just to get it started, and now you can see this will just turn off, and you'll be able to disconnect your water, and the same here. Just twist them off. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and then I'm going to undo my screws up here so I can remove my faucet and pull all this out. I'll be back. Okay, I bought this. I'm going with a black faucet this time, because my countertops have a lot of black in them. I just thought it would be a neat different change. Anyway, this company is, I guess, Kickem Pro. Anyway, I got it off of Amazon, and you need to make sure that you buy these 3/8 inch to 1/2 inch adapters. They sell it as like a combo kit, so you can buy the faucet and these things together. And it's like, I'm going to say it's like $40. And one of the reasons I picked this brand is because I decided I was remodeling my kitchen over a year ago, and I thought I would just try a cheap faucet off of Amazon rather than put in something expensive, because it seems like you change things out every couple of years. So I thought, well, let's just try something inexpensive and see how it works. So I was really impressed with this in our house, and one of the things I really like about it is this head moves so smoothly and just automatically magnetizes and clips up in there. And it also increases the water pressure. So it has, some design where it actually increases the pressure of the spray, which in an RV you know, that's important because we sometimes have issues with water pressure, and certainly with all the, you know, small diameter piping, you don't have a lot of flow. So anyway, I will put a link to this. I'll also put a link to my vinyl paper that matches the Sierra maple cabinetry in Leisure. I'll put links in my description for these items. So let's get on with it. Okay, so here's my hole. I'll have to clean that, but anyway, here's the hole that the old faucet was in, and here is my my connections, the Leisure Coach connections. They're 1/2 inch. So I will clean up this area and I will get on with installing the faucet. Okay, so these little fittings, like I said, these are 3/8 to 1/2 inch. And the end of this has a rubber grommet, so, and a screen as well. So what you want to do is you want to twist these on. You don't need to use plumber's tape or anything because of that that little gasket. So twist these on before you start putting your faucet in. But this black faucet looks very nice. Okay, so I will get on with connecting everything. Now, one thing you want to consider is where you're putting your faucet, you know, how you're dealing with your faucet in comparison to your sink cover. So I had it over earlier, but I don't want my sink cover running into it. So I'll end up having to turn it so I have plenty of room when I'm dealing with my sink cover. So think about positioning that handle before you tighten it up in regards to your sink cover, or you may find you have to loosen it and move it again. Okay, I have my water lines hand tight. Like I said, all you need to do is hand tighten them. They have a rubber gasket in there, so just hand tighten them on, and you won't have any leaks. And I've put the weight on. Now I'm going to zip tie all this up a little bit more tidy and compact, and then I'll be able to put all this back together. I've got everything zip tied back the way I want it. I added the second weight I added that silver weight, which I took off my old faucet, just to give more weight to the actuation of the faucet. So now this pulls up. I pull the faucet down, then it snaps back into place, and see it's hanging a little bit, so that all that extra weight allows this to work like it's supposed to. That's great. All right. I like it. Okay, so I will get back to zip ties are your friends. So I used that to keep that all together so I could make that hang correctly so it would function correctly. So now I will get back to putting my panel back on and we'll be done. I've got it all put back together, and I use this thing called an urban shelf for my CPAP. So it really covers where I cut the panel out. So that's great, and I put it all back together and it looks good. Okay, so here we are. Final product. I like the black. It looks good. There we are. Looks good. Got the black. Here's what it looks like. There's what it looks like with the sink. Turned out good.